Hey y'all! Today I wanted to talk to you guys about working with one of my favorite spirits, St. Expedite. On my old channel I have a couple of videos about how I've worked with him in the past, and he actually helped me to find my current job, which is wonderful. I was definitely in need of a change. I was working at the hospital before, nothing about that job suited me, and I was just kind of stressed to the max. And I came to St. Expedite, did a St. Expedite spell, and within a day I found my current job, which is the one that I am absolutely in love with now, where I work at hospice. So I've always felt very connected to him after that time, and I've kept his image up on my altar with my goddesses and my spirit guides ever since then. And then yesterday I found myself in need again, and he came to the rescue once again. To make a long story short, what happened is I got promoted to management in my new job, which I am loving it. But along with being promoted comes a lot more driving, and so I was driving about 200 miles a day. I have an old truck that I was worried wasn't going to be able to keep up with all the mileage. And so we sold the truck on Friday night. Then on Saturday morning I was without a car, and by 8 o'clock Saturday night I had to be able to go to work. So I had to find the right car within about 10 hours. And there was definitely a need there in order for me to be able to go to work. And so I came to St. Expedite again, and he came through once more. And I'll actually show you guys my car a little bit later. But he's just wonderful. It's just a very wonderful, positive spirit to work with. And St. Expedite is wonderful for legal matters. He's wonderful for if you're in need of financial assistance, if you need money. He's wonderful for helping you to find a job or find a car or find a house quickly. Anything where there's really a need for something to happen fast, St. Expedite is a great spirit to go to. As far as the history on St. Expedite, there's a lot of different stories, and nobody really knows where it got started from. The most common story that I've heard is that St. Expedite, there was a convent in France, and they got a statue of a saint shipped to them, and the saint did not have a name written on the statue, but on the box, Expedito was written, you know, like expedited shipping, and so they started calling him San Expedito or Saint Expedite, and they would pray to this saint whenever they needed something to occur quickly, and he would grant them their wish. St. Expedite is not an actual canonized saint, but I do know, especially around the area that I live in the South, there's a lot of blending of Roman Catholicism and I don't know what to call it, almost like a little bit of hoodoo or paganism mixed in there. And so I do know actually a lot of families around me that even that aren't pagan, they do work with St. Expedite quite often, and they too find him to be a very positive energy in their lives. St. Expedite, a few things about him. He likes the colors yellow and red. Those are his colors. So usually candles that are red or yellow in color are lit to him. I've also heard of people lighting white candles to him. Really, it's just whatever feels right to you. And then he likes offerings as a thank you for you know, him assisting you. He likes offerings of red roses or yellow roses, and 5 pennies, and 5 slices of pound cake. You can also offer red wine and water, and what he likes is for all of these things to be given out as an offering to nature. So what I'll usually do is I'll take my pound cake as a thank you, which I'll be doing later today so I can show you guys, and I'll just put it out for the birds to eat, and put out some water for the birds as well. And then whenever the roses begin to wilt, I'll scatter the petals to the wind as well as a thank you. The way that I do a St. Expedite spell, what I've done here is I've set up my altar, and actually let me go ahead and I'll get the camera so I can show you guys what I do. Okay, the way that I set up a St. Expedite spell, or the way that I work with St. Expedite, I create an altar to him, and I've got a few different things on here that I'll explain to you. The first is an image of him, and I'm sorry, the light's kind of making it hard to see. And I actually bought a little mini card with his image on it, just because I do work with him so frequently and I connect with him so much. Like I said, I like to honor him on my altar all the time. But the first time I ever worked with him, I actually just had a printed out image from the internet, and I don't even have a color printer, so I had colored it in. and put that up on my altar. And I mean, that's just fine too. And then I have, because this was an issue with prosperity and abundance and need, I put out 2 pieces of citrine, golden citrine, for prosperity and abundance. And then this is a green aventurine egg. I use this because to me this means the evolution or the hatching of something new in my life, in this case a new car. Because he does like the color red, I have a red silk underneath here as the altar cloth. I have a red candle lit to him. And then I also have 5 pennies laid out in kind of a pentacle shape around the candle. Now underneath here, this is where I will write the specifics on any need that I have. So like on this, I wrote that I needed a car that was under $4,000. I needed it by, let's see if I can open it up so I can read everything that I actually wrote. And my handwriting is god awful. Okay, so I said I need a car today. I need it to have 100,000 miles or less. I need it to be preferably a VW New Beetle. I wanted it to be a pretty color because I'm a girl. I wanted it to be reliable. I wanted it to be less than $4,000. And I needed it before 8 p.m. And then something that I put too in all of my spells, I put for the good of all, this is my abbreviation, for the good of all, in free will, harming none, because I don't want anything to occur that will benefit me if it's going to harm another person in the process. And then I put a thank you to St. Expedite. And I just folded this up and I placed it under the candle. And then I lit my working candle. And I sprinkled herbs around as I verbally stated my need and a thank you in advance for his help 3 times. I sprinkled 3 times around with rice, because rice to me is a symbol of prosperity and abundance, because rice grows so abundantly. And then I also sprinkled basil around, and because basil, again, it's an herb of luck and an herb of prosperity and abundance. And then I sprinkled my own prosperity and abundance blend that I use, which if y'all are interested, let me know and I can share that in another video. I sprinkled each of those around 3 times. And then I just said, thank you so much for your help, and let's make it happen. So let me go outside and show you what happened. Okay, and it's super windy out here, so sorry for the noise, but this is my new navy blue, which is the perfect color for me, VW Beetle. We got it for $3,300, and it has 84,000 miles on it, very reliable, no mechanical problems, new tires, everything. It was right around the corner from us, and the guy just put it up for sale after I did this spell. And so I contacted him immediately about it, of course, and it was so funny because he ended up signing the title over to me at like 7:53 p.m., like right before I needed it. So it was just incredible, and I'm just so thankful for the prosperity and abundance that's been brought into my life, and I was just excited to share it with you guys, and share it so that if you want to work with the same spirit, if you have a need in your life, that you have the opportunity to do that as well. I just had to show this to you guys. I already put flowers in it. I was so excited. I went to Walmart last night and put flowers in it. Yay! So what I like to do as an offering, and you can do whatever feels right to you, of course, I like to get these little pound cakes that I can get from my local bakery, and they just come in a little package like this. And then because St. Expedite likes offerings to birds and to nature, I take each little cake and I fill it with some bird seed, just like that. So here is my thank you altar to St. Expedite. What I have is the cakes that I showed you a few minutes ago. They're sitting next to my working candle, and they're on a green plate to represent the prosperity and abundance that's been brought into my life. They're also sitting on top of my silk flower of life mandala, again to represent the energy that's been brought into my life and the positive change. And then I have a yellow vase filled with red roses as a thank you. And again, now that the spell is complete, I've taken the pennies that were on the altar and I've put them on top of the cakes as an offering. And I've set them out in my garden for the birds, along with the offering of the water, which I'll be putting into my bird bath right here. And then the flowers will stay on my St. Expedite altar until they're wilted, and then they'll be scattered to the wind in thanks. So thank you all so much for coming along this journey with me. Thank you so much for sharing in this, and I hope that y'all are having a great day. Blessed be.